Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your August 2024 monthly energy reading. Let's jump right into it. I am looking at a very creative and beautiful energy that you start this month out with. The leading card, the heart card, how we end. All of those things symbolically mean so much to me. If you have read with me as a client, you know that. And even in my videos, the placements of these cards are very important. So the fact that you're leading with a Queen of Wands is a pretty good indication that the month started out okay, or that there still is hope to start out okay. You know what you want, you know where you're going. It's one of those things where a lot of people really struggle with that. You'd be surprised. And I find Capricorn, Cap Moon is here. Um, I find that when you do something so well, when Saturn is there, or when Saturn just has a way of making you blind to certain things of other people, it doubles down on an energy of restrictiveness and lessons and constant. And people that don't have Saturn in their inner planets don't understand that, right? So confidence and independence and vibrancy, regardless of where your Capricorn placement is, as long as you have it in the inners, you exude that. So that's nothing new. It does get a little tricky though, because the next card is indicating a nine of swords. So I feel that with this nine of swords, you have some anxiety. And if we look at the card underneath it, just the peak, I mean, there's no reason the peak is right there. Your anxiety with the card next to it and underneath it in the heart place, this anxiety and losing sleep has a lot to do with money. If it's not money for you, person, place, or thing, it definitely involves some type of money or commitment. And you feel that there's a lot of anxiety around legacy wealth, a business, something, Capricorn, is bothering the hell out of you as it pertains to a money situation. I'm just going to read the card intuitively for a moment, because when I see that Ten of Pentacles as a tarotist, I see so many different things that I have brought out of this card over the years for, all of the readings that I've done. And the first thing that I see when I'm seeing your anxiety and I'm seeing your passion is that there is something that you may want to pursue in your personal life that completely squares or completely conflicts with that of something for a family obligation. The family obligation can be taking care of a parent. Um, the family obligation could be just being there for a parent, elder, family member, and it your long-term success and stability is of note mentally. This is very important to you. Collectively is important to us. This is the family and community card. Strong bonds within the family, community. Um, and when I say that, it just may mean maybe you're a coach. Maybe you are providing a service to the community. Maybe, again, you have your own business, and that business is community related. Maybe whatever it is, something's being challenged here. This card signifies a time of financial security and abundance. And that is what's on your mind. In addition to that, there is strong emphasis here on your passion. And so again, I'm feeling a rift between what you have to do, what you're obligated to do, Capricorn, and what is posing a threat to what you're obligated to do, which is posing a threat to, some type of personal goal, if that makes sense. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead. Spirit, please clarify. Okay. Two cards came out. Queen of Wands, Nine of Swords, and the Ten of Pentacles. And we do have the Lovers and the Devil. So you're coming out in your own reading. This lets me know that there are definitely some emphasis on something personal. As I've been stating here, there is definitely something personal here that you are grappling with, obligation wise versus passion. And what's clarifying these three cards is the Lovers and the Devil, which you do not see. So in our first row, we do not have any major arcana. And as you can see, the Lovers came out for these first three cards, and the Lovers is also at the bottom. So this is really doubling down to me on energy with regards to a relationship. For some of you guys, it's not necessarily that you may be in a relationship. We're going to start with that first. It is that you may feel like you are open to love, but you're so busy taking care of everybody and doing and being everything for everybody that you just haven't had an opportunity for love. You want and crave a deep spiritual connection with someone, and you're like, is this my life? Is my existence just working and taking care of everybody in my family and making sure that my family is okay? What about me? And as a Capricorn moon, I understand that way too much. And no, this isn't my reading. I'm just saying I like to draw personal parallels so you guys can understand that where I'm coming from as well. So you may be faced with that. It's choices and values, faced with significant decisions that require you, again, to consider all aspects of your life. Are you going to have time for the type of relationship that you crave and that you desire? For others of you, this is bringing to light that there is a significant relationship that you want to pursue. You have a deep bond with this person. You love this person very much. And your family or some type of family aspect is crossing. So your family, work, life obligation versus you wanting to charge toward this person, Capricorn, is directly being it's directly being challenged, and it's bringing you a lot of let's just say anxiety. All right. In addition to that, we do also have, just letting you know what came out was the Devil. So it's crossing you. Your passion is crossing your beliefs. This is the major arcana that talks about the habits that are not conducive to the success of a relationship. Nobody can out devil a Capricorn. So when this card comes out, this is exactly being trapped by external forces or inner desires. This is both. You have a desire to go towards someone in your life that you care very deeply about and pursue this relationship with this individual. But unfortunately, you're bound to some type of family or work obligation. And that is what it is looking like. In the second row, we have the Knight of Wands, and that Knight of Wands again is doubling down on your passion. It's falling underneath the Queen of Wands. You want to charge forward. You want to absolutely charge for it and pursue this. You don't even want to think about it. It's bothering you and bubbling up in you so much that you just want to go forward with this. You're not even trying to hear that. A Knight of Wands is an energy that's of action and passion, and there could be some impulsiveness. And I know that you already have a sense of anxiety about maybe the fact that I can't move forward. Am I going to lose this person? In your heart, I feel like some of this has already happened because we do have a Five of Pentacles. So you already feel left out in the cold. Some of you guys have to walk away from this individual. Some of you guys, this person told you that They were feeling maybe isolated by you, and you told them point blank, I got obligations, I got this to do, and I got that to do. And now you have anxiety about it. Maybe it's causing a lot of anxiety because you were bound by your obligations. But in actuality, if you look at that Five of Pentacles next to that Seven of Swords, there was maybe a part of you that wanted to fight, but you couldn't, because all you knew at the time was, I need to do this, and my family is this, and da da da. And maybe now you're just like, now I feel left out in the cold by my own choice. Now in my heart, I have to do this, and my choice and, my own choices are making me feel left out in the cold. And maybe that's why that Seven of Swords is there, to just be like, you haven't really been looking at this, almost lying to yourself. Because sometimes this card, it comes out not just, when someone is lying to you or when you're being lied to. I think that in this particular case, it indicates that, maybe you need to take a risk, take a calculated risk to achieve your goal. And I think that a lot of times what's missing from this particular card is the strategy that needs to take place. Um, so, remember, I think that this is all a energy of you somehow looking at this with a new set of eyes and coming into a realization that I basically just played myself. Like, I'm doing what I know how to do, but I'm not doing what I desire. I'm doing what I must do. I am taking care of my obligations, but this is not the at all be all of my life. There's so much more. Okay. Let's go ahead and get our clarifiers for this particular row. I think that there is some part of you that does feel left out in the cold by your own choice. Yep. We have the Four of Coins or the Four of Pentacles that is clarifying. So, yes, this makes sense. This doubles down on, a very heavy money aspect. You're like, listen, and I'm going to tell you, Capricorn, a Four of Pentacles is a mind type energy. It is an energy that's like, hey, I don't want to look at the bigger picture, because the only picture is these pentacles. The only picture that's worth looking at is a picture of the bag, a picture of the check. Okay. And I feel like you've had to do that, and you didn't even look at it. You probably wasn't even doing that from a greed perspective, but sometimes we do things and it's completely out of survival. And I think that there's a part of you that's done this because you've always done it, especially with that strong Ten of Pentacles up there. You've always done it. You've always done this. This is what you've always had to do. And a love finally came along. There is an existing bond. I'm telling you, there is, for a small amount of you, this is a desired relationship. But for others of you, there is a specific person in mind. There is a a existing bond. And I think that as you have had time to wake up, and Capricorn, it has been a hell of a lot of tricky energy for the Capricorn collective anyway. I think that as you wake up from this, you realize, damn, I was so busy trying to hold on to every dime that now what the hell? Like, look at where I am. So this Four of Pentacles is stingy. And you may have come off like that again, you to them or them to you, but this is the energy for August. And I feel that, yes, the Four of Pentacles is going to tell you to, Saturn again, manage your money wisely, save and plan. Oh, I know that all too well. And the highlights of this card is being financially responsible and to make sure that, everything is taken care of. However, it's always a balance, because when we introduce love in there and you cannot manage a relationship or have time for that relationship because we're trying to be financially responsible in all of this, then we're going to lack in the other area. And I say those who are good with the pentacle lack with the cup, and those who are good in the cup lack with the pentacle. That's my little marvelism for you. All right, and that's my phrase that I coined, and I feel like a lot of times this card comes up because it's an indication that you just don't want to let go. It's a fear of loss or financial instability. And that's basically what we led this reading with. So I know that for some of you, this love is very significant to you, getting serious. And I understand your challenges with trying to balance the two. All right. Let's move on. And as you can see, we're doubling down in the lovers. We do have the lovers here. And again, this is a love relationship. This is a deep a spiritual bond that you have with another. This is a card that is indicating to me, based upon what I have read so far, that this is a deep spiritual connection, existing bond that you have with another. This is our first major arcana visually. We do have two that I pulled from our second row, which was the lovers and the devil, which I've already broken down. You come out very much so in your own reading, which leads me to believe that to some degree, you're going to have to make a choice. Okay. Again, it can be you to them and them to you, Capricorn, but this is what's coming out. So deep spiritual bond, love, harmony, partnership, and choices. Love, meaningful connections, a deep spiritual bond, two individuals. And I feel like, oh God, I feel like, this is what you're fighting for. This is what's giving you your anxiety. This is what makes you believe that every time you have some money in the bank, you think, my goodness, I want this person. And I'm going to tell you, with the lovers coming out, clarifying the second row, and the lovers showing up in the actual reading, when I meditated upon these cards and pulled them, I feel like this person is thinking about you too. And I'm going to tell you, I also will say that this person, this was a conversation that you guys had. This is an existing thing that exists between you two. And I feel like, to be quite honest with you, this is exactly the reason why whatever this was fell apart. Okay. The Knight of Pentacles here indicates that I think that there's going to be some communication. Especially when we just look at it, we can look at that and see that Eight of Wands. I do believe that there's going to be some contact made, Capricorn. I feel like you and this person are vibrating on the same wavelength. And I feel like what's really desired is a need to take it slow. The Knight of Pentacles is very sturdy, and he's very patient and hardworking. I don't believe that in this particular situation it has anything to do with the way that you what are we talking about? The way that you love. I think that in this particular case, you trust this person. Your feelings have been growing when you guys were apart and where you are right now. For some, and this, again, we've already talked about taking a risk. This isn't the person that has all the bells and whistles. This isn't the person that is exciting. This isn't the connection. This is power couple vibes, but this is you love me, a grounded love. And I feel like right now you want to go steady. You want to go steady, or the person wants to go steady with you. And I feel like this is let's take it one day at a time. Let's work on this. I know that he takes a long time, but I think that that's needed and that is required in this. I think that the most important thing, honestly, is the communication about it. There seems to be a energy in your reading this month that has a lot to do with not taking the time, and I'm sorry, not making the call. there seems to be an energy of things that are unspoken. So I think that the most important part is going to be the communication of, I want us to start, I love you. There is something that needs to be said here. Please clarify the Lovers, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Wands. Quick move and communication, a quick conclusion. 3 cards have come out. They all fell out together. What's looking back at me is the Page of Cups. This conversation will happen. What do we have? We got 7 of Cups. We got the Star, and we got the Ace of Wands. Right off the bat, what that means to me. In this conversation that will take place, I looked at other options. Those other options were not viable. Those other options were not viable. I apologize for wasting time. I don't want anybody else but you. Those other options are not viable, was not viable, are not viable. Do you understand? I allowed myself to move forward in wishful thinking. I wasted time. Why did I do this? There is an energy of, I've been hopeful, I've been healing, and I've been optimistic about us, and I would like a brand new beginning. The only major arcana here is the Star. Hope, healing, and optimism. You may hear from this person on Monday, anytime within the next 2 weeks. We do have an Aquarius, a full moon, a full blue moon in Aquarius. Stranger things will happen or have happened. That's what I'm feeling. I want a brand new beginning. I want this. This passion is going to be communicated, Capricorn, whether you do it to them or they do it to you. The Star is our third off-camera major arcana. I'm loving, and loving it, okay? And finally, I am going to just pull one additional card that is going to serve as spiritual advice. And we're going to close this reading. Yep. And we got, now look at that, 9 of Wands. Spiritual advice. Okay, so this is an energy of the wounded warrior. I think this is the perfect spiritual advice because this is resilience and persistence and courage and determination. And I just got through telling you that there's going to be a situation where there's quick moving communication. And this is, this card is like, one card away from completing everything, right? A stage near completion. And this is an important card because you are the wounded warrior, but you have a little bit more in you. But I think that you're going to be strangely surprised because this individual also has this weariness and this, despite deep difficulties and all of the crap that went on between you guys and the weariness, this person wants this communication and this reconciliation just as much as you, Capricorn. Okay? They want it just as much as you. This card for your spiritual advice is reminding you to believe in yourself and your capabilities, even in the face of this adversity. I say this all the time before I leave you. I have a lot of fixed clients, fixed sign clients, and the biggest thing to try to get them to understand is it's just a phone call. It's just the word. It's just like there's so much emphasis on, I ain't saying this. I'm not doing this. Da, da, da. It is just a word. The only thing that makes an impact on that word is the type of power that you believe in it. It's the same thing with fearing what you don't, what is it? You fear what you don't understand. It's the same way in believing in the boogeyman. You either believe in them or you don't. You're like, that's garbage. It's the same way with a word. 2 people that love each other as much as you and this individual do, the words just need to be said. The words just need to be said. Your spiritual advice is that you are the wounded warrior. You have so much more to give in this relationship, okay? Don't lose sight of the goals despite you being tired and being over it and the setbacks. Because at the end of the day, the spiritual advice in this 9 of Wands, I think, is basically don't hold yourself back. Believe in yourself and your progress. Like, share, and subscribe to the Marvelous Tribe. The major arcana that remains is, of course, that you can see on screen is our Lovers card. off screen, we have the Lovers card again. Okay, we also have the Devil and finally the Star. All right, like, share, subscribe to the Marvelous Tribe. Everything you need is below in the description box for you and your collective Capricorn. I'll see you next month when we do it again. Bye, guys.